Hey folks, welcome back for more Let's Play Shadowrun. Let's keep examining these crypts here. That's my spell button. That's my item button, thank you. It's been a little while since I played, so... we'll open that door, and I believe that's the last crypt in the area. Get in there, Jake. And what is this? Great pain and cannot speak. Well, let's help him. And not help him in the... help him off this earth way. Let's actually heal him. Drockman, you saved my life. Chrome Coyote's the name, shamanism's my game. You must have the gift too, eh? Only a shaman could have heard me calling out to the spirits. Well, I didn't actually hear anything, but, you know, you got lucky. A little keepsake for you, man. Take this magic fetish. Okay, let's start asking him about the various things around here. Just like we do with everybody. Dog, your totem calls to you. Appease his wishes, and he will serve you well. Arms, no. Ghouls, the undead be no problem for a shaman. Are you not at peace with nature? You wouldn't know anything about computers. Healing? No. No hiring, huh? I see a need for it in your future. He who seeks it is a bearer of untruth. The magic fetish, huh? Yep. So somebody's gonna want that magic fetish, and the person who does is a liar. I'll have to remember that. It's actually a pretty good tip. Anything else? Stilettos? No. You know Shadowrunners? Nope. What do you know about shaman? If you be a true shaman, you are one with the earth. She provides the power for your magic. You know your street dogs? No. Talismans. You should know nothing about talismans. Okay. Matrix? No. Okay. Well, we're done there, and he gave us a magic fetish. Okay. Nothing special. Ooh, money. Okay. More money. Grave robbing. Because we're the good guys, folks. Actually, that is the thing about this. Supposedly, every single one of these crypts has money in it if you're patient enough. But I'm not that patient. Let's see, I'm pretty sure that we have... I just now noticed there was a guy hanging out in the tree there, in the window there. What's that? He left behind something, didn't he? A bone of the living dead, okay. Let's grab it. And I have a cat who's tearing up the place. So now we have a ghoul bone. Whoops. And now we have more karma. Okay. With a magic fetish and a ghoul bone obtained, I do believe it's time we repaid Glutman for that nice little side trip to the caryards. I do believe so. That's not Glutman's office, is it? I don't think so. No, that's not Glutman's office. That's somewhere we never need to really go again. Which one? Okay, yeah, this was Glutman's office. The second door, not the first one. We will ignore the secretary And now we will get to see what jacking into the Matrix looks like. To jack into the Matrix, first, you have to actually have a computer that actually lights up with the word computer when you hover over it. So we have that. And then you have to take out your cyber deck, just like we did before, and use the computer. Only now that our data jack has been fixed, we get this message instead of failure. So now, the way the Matrix works in this game is this nice overhead view. You have your entry point, as shown by that green crystal, and there is Jake, walking around in a virtual playground. And you notice that you can turn and face directions. Okay, you move around kind of like a tank, which is annoying, but what you gonna do? And then you have condition OK. I'll explain that a minute, written at the top. I'll explain that in a second. And then you have the two bars down at the lower left. The top bar is Jake's health. This health bar is shared with the health bar in the outside world. If you take damage in here, it turns into real damage on your body. You can actually die while you're in here. I'll explain how in a minute. The bottom bar is basically your RAM, or your ROM, or however you want to look at it. It's basically how big your storage space is. Storage space and all this, we'll explain in a second. But yes, you turn, and then you move, and you turn and you move. You do not have to have quick reflexes here at all. But the entire area is laid out in a grid, like you see here, this little 9-grid square. And now we are in a bigger square. No ice, no ice. There's one ice. Found one ice. So now you kind of see how we move around here. Now, let's talk about finding ice. Think of this as a big game of Minesweeper. If you step on a square, you get a 0, right? You notice how I got no reports here. That means there are no ice in the 5 or in any of the immediate squares to that location. Just like if you click a Minesweeper box and it clicks empty, yeah, you got nothing around you. But then when you step down here, it reports 1 ice. So you got an ice somewhere in the red. So you get the idea. Got 1 ice there. That reports 2 ice. That reports 1 ice. And now, so you get the idea. The ice are all invisibly laid out here. And anybody who's ever played the Shadowrun pen and paper game are going to, call bull on this, but excuse me, I've got a cough now, too. There. So the way you fight ice, you press X once you've figured out. The X, or the B button, the B button will actually attack the square in front of you. And if there's an ice there, you'll fight it. If you win, you blow it up. If it wins, it hurts you a lot. Also, walking into one of the ice, now that only has 1 ice in front of it. That still has 1 ice in front of it. That has 2. Let's see, there. I guessed that square was the right one. And there are no ice anywhere on this corner. Okay, so now that hopefully explains a little bit about how to fight ice in the Matrix. How this whole thing works, like a big Minesweeper square, and you got to figure out where everything is. You can blindly go forward here and just launch attack after attack, but if I do launch attacks, you notice how my life is going down? It takes 1 hit point to launch an attack, basically. So you don't want to just go around swatting every square you come to. There's 1 ice in front of me. Now there are 2. That has 2. And now there are none in front of me. Combat failed. I got hurt. And now I killed it. Now we are in front of a data store. That's what these 2 gray squares, or these different colored purple and white squares are. And we can download the data. There's 2 ice. There's still 2 ice. And we can download that one. But what happens if you just walk into one? Let's see if I can find one. Just, yep. See, you get slapped. And you get to turn around and go home. You can log out at any time by pressing the X button, and you will just leave. But now, we have Glutman account, and he gave us 1,000 Nuyen. And we got a data file. That is the main point of going into the Matrix, mostly. In other buildings, you'll have to go into this Matrix, and you will have to find CPUs. The CPUs will do things like start up elevators or turn off security alarms. But we'll get more into that when we actually find one of them. But that was just a simple little introductory Matrix run. But now let's take a look at this data file we just saw. Data file, bad news. Let's examine it. No sight of your courier. Word is on the street is that he got to Matrix Systems just before they were permanently shut down. Drake then sent a hit squad after him. Glutman. So Glutman really didn't sell us out. That's kind of reassuring. Although he still owes us, although I'll still take the 1,000 in payment for the annoyance of having to go to the freaking caryards. And now, before I continue, I am going to go rest up, save game, and not here, apparently. Why did I go to the morgue? I don't know. I need to go to my room, which is this building, not that building. So healed up. Save game. Now we can think about the leads we've got now that we've gotten ability to go into the Matrix and deal with things there. I'm gonna kill this guy over here real quick. Especially since they can't really hurt me anymore. And we have 2 leads we can follow up on. One is the Rust Stilettos. The other is the docks. Since the docks were where Matrix System is located, maybe they'll hold some answers to the to what actually went on. So I think it's time we went to the docks. Or we could go visit the Rust Stilettos. I actually think I'm going to do that first. Am I in the right place? I don't know if I'm in... I think I'm in the right place for the Rust Stilettos anyway. Yeah, I do believe I am. So let's go ahead and go visit the Rust Stilettos. Pay them a visit since they were the ones that tried to kill me. And we found their hideout over here somewhere, didn't we? Excuse me, folks. Sneezing. Ah. Yeah, I do believe this is where we're gonna go. Yeah, this is where they told me Rust Stiletto hideout was. Let's get... Or was it? No, this was a club, wasn't it? Nope, that was the bad street dock. Jerk. I should kill him just for... You're shooting at the ground. Just letting you know you're aimed straight at the ground. But you did drop me 60 million. Can't complain about that. Get out of the way of the shooting, please. Or maybe I'm in the wrong spot after all. Well, that's lousy. I just wasted a whole bunch of time, didn't I? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video. And when we come back, I will have remembered where the rest of Stiletto's hideout is, so we can go have a little talk with them. Yeah. So until then, see you later, folks. Take care, all.